In this video, we're going to demonstrate the use of Prophet model analysis for stock price analysis. So Prophet model is an additive model where the time series data is analyzed and the trends in the time series are added. And based on this additive model, the future price of the stock is predicted. In this example, we're going to use the future prices of gold to analyze the future prices. So to run the Prophet model, call the command create the function create stock or tier sheet, and it should create a chart like this. So the black line is the actual observation, and the green shade is the confidence interval. So we have used 80% confidence interval to display the confidence interval range. Per the Prophet model prediction, the price from 90 days from today would be 1844.92. Now, to analyze the Prophet model with so the Prophet model works by dividing the time period into two ranges. One is the training range and the test range. The training range is used to train the model, and the test range is used to test the model. In our example, we have provided 10 years of futures prices. So the model uses 7 years of data to train the model and then uses the 3 years of data to test the model. So in this scenario, we use the last 3 years of data to test the model, and then based on this testing, we have predicted the future price from 07 onwards. So when we see that when we use the model, based on the training of the model, the predicted price on 07/22 was 2310, but the actual price was 1805. And if you check at the confidence interval, we discussed about at the 80% confidence interval, the actual value was within that 80% confidence interval 31% of time. To improve the prediction confidence interval, we can use a concept called change point selection. Prophet model can see the change points in the time series. For example, if there's a change in the mean, average, etc., it can use that change to train the model. So in our scenario, we're going to do a change point analysis, and we'll see which change point has to be used in the Prophet model. In this graph, you see we have picked 4 change points. The change points range from 0.001 to 2.2. So the higher the change point, the more value we give to the trends in the training data set. The lower the change point, we make the model flexible, and the model will use the fewer amount of trend in the training data set. So if the change point is lower, we're making the model flexible, so it might result in underfitting. If we increase the prior scale, we are making the model stick closer to the trends in the time series, and that's why we might be overfitting the model. Also, if you see, for the lower prior scale, the dark purple, during the training period, it has a wider confidence interval because we are not sticking close to the change point to the change points. But the future prediction is narrower because we made the model flexible, so it is flexible in predicting the future prices. If you see the higher prior scale, for example, this yellow, it sticks closer to the predicted the training data set, but the future prediction is much variant. It's much broader. because we stuck too close to the prior changes that we are unsure about the future data, because there's not much, we don't have any data to model the price. So we have to pick an appropriate prior scale and then rerun the model. So in the next plot we do the same. We try to analyze which change point selection is the best, and based on the average absolute error, we decide that 0.05 is the best because the error is the lowest at that change point. So we rerun the model once again with 0.05 change point selection, and then our model has a little better confidence interval, a little better predictability. With 80% confidence interval, it was correct 37.01% of time. We can use this model to predict the future prices. For example, when we predict the future price of gold, it shows that in the next 1 month, from 0725 to 0821, the price would be in this range between around 1890 to around 1920. On the Sravz platform, you could run profit model analysis by clicking on the profit model link here and selecting any asset, and then the profit model analysis is displayed in the tabs here. For example, we did a profit model prediction evaluation at change point 0.05. We used a higher change point 0.05 to run the prediction, and if you see here, the prediction, the actual value was within 80% confidence interval 85.32% of time, and here it is at 90.48% of time. So it was good to take a higher change point. With the higher change point, we stayed closer to the trend. We consider the past trend more important in the modeling, so our future predictability of the price is better. That way you could run profit model analysis on any asset in the Sravz platform. Thank you.